Hey folks, good evening. Happy Thursday night. I feel like I was just here streaming a little while ago. Hey, Frankfurt! Good to see you again. Twice in one day. I love it. I know I don't do this often. Tonight we are breaking this little Coral dev board. So this is a single board computer from Google that sort of follows this Raspberry Pi pinout. Frankfurt. Oh, sure you do. Hey, I'm here too, man. We're here together. It follows this. It is a single board computer that does have sort of a Raspberry Pi sort of feel and footprint. But it has this giant heatsink on it. And what is special about this board is that it actually has a, it has what Google calls a, hey Cake Jazz, welcome in. Good to see you again as well. It has a, all of us together. It has a, what Google refers to as an Edge TPU, or not a CPU, not a GPU, but a TPU, a TensorFlow processing unit. And yeah, Frankfurt, did I see the one that NVIDIA announced? Oh, I saw it. I think, well, I don't think pre-orders are available yet, but I put myself on a list for this one as well. This one has an even bigger heatsink. It's ridiculous. No, Tom, I don't want, okay. When I first saw this, my thought was like, now we're about to enter the heatsink wars, right? Now we're just gonna start seeing this proliferation of larger and larger heatsinks. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this NVIDIA Jetson Nano because the Jetson TK1 is like a $600 piece of hardware, so I'm not buying that. So I have this Coral dev board. I have my Topo Chico, lime flavored Topo Chico, to hydrate me during the stream. And we're gonna get after this. So I'm gonna follow the instructions here. Now it does say that you need a Linux computer. I don't. I mean, I'm just gonna run this from a Mac and assume that all will be well, but we'll see. The Pi will always be near and dear to my heart. I understand. I'm a big fan of the Pi as well. The reason why these sort of boards are interesting to me, however, is because of the fact that they can run machine learning models. Like, they can't build the models, but they can actually run models on demand, like in edge computing cases. So the demo that I'm envisioning is having a bunch of smaller microcontrollers, like particle devices, what have you, or like ESP32s or something like that. But then also having a board like this, or the NVIDIA Jetson Nano, that can actually suck in data that comes streaming through those devices and run trained models against them more quicker than like piping data up to the cloud. So that should be kind of interesting. I do believe that I have screen here already. Yes, I do. Okay, great. Oh, now there's the problem of exiting screen, right? Crap, oh, no, I'm out. All right. So I'm gonna follow the instructions here. I think I have everything that I need. Micro cables. I have a Wi-Fi connection that's available. So we're gonna go through this. The first thing is factory settings. There's just a bootloader image on this. I'm gonna go a little bit larger so y'all can see this as well. I need to make sure the board is completely unplugged. It is completely unplugged, so that's great. And the boot mode switches are set to eMMC mode, which is switch 1 on. These 4 dips. There are 4 dip. Where are the dip switches? Oh, the dip switches are like crazy, like right next to the. I don't know if y'all can see the dips. The dip switches are like underneath the fan there. They're right there. Kind of towards the bottom. But I can see that they are correct. So the dips are right. I'm going to move this box out of the way. We're just going to go straight up. Okay, so now I'm going to flash the board. So run the following commands on your computer so that it can recognize the dev board. So I'm going to run this sudo, run this command. Oh, etc. How's that gonna work? Huh. Oh, of course, I'll modify that command to my own liking. So I'll just create a folder at root. Of course, it's probably going to be looking for that specifically, but that's okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to create the folder. All right. Let's just do this. This is going to be a little bit of like me ignoring the instructions to use a Linux machine and just trying to do things on my own. All right. What could possibly go wrong, right? All right, well, we'll see. UDE-VADM control. What is this command? This is the UDEV management tool, right? I mean, surely there is. I might not need this at all, but we'll see. All right. No, Frankfurt, good luck. Good luck with the test tomorrow. Thanks for dropping in for a little bit. I appreciate it. It's not going to be a long stream tonight. Just going to try, see what danger I can get into with this. But I appreciate you coming in. Okay. So the first connection is just serial. Serial connection to the top, yeah. Okay, so I get some indicator lights. This is good. The board is not on yet, but I do get those lights. Oh, guys, see those? Okay. So just gonna do my usual. Yeah, so this is probably MIDI 1. That's interesting, that's showing up as MIDI 1. Let's do LSLA on that. Yeah, I think that's right. So, yeah, TTY USB. All right. think that's just going to be Linux that would show up for that. Yeah. Oh, come on. All right. I know what it is. This is it. So screen. The prompt should disappear and your terminal should become completely blank. That's expected because you've established a connection, but the board is not turned on yet. Okay, great. Power the board. Plug in your 2 to 3 amp power cable to the USB-C port labeled power, PWR. That's where I'm at now. All right, I'm gonna plug this into the power strip underneath the desk. So I gotta go spelunking for a moment. I'll be back. USB-C too, which is fancy. Fancy. Okay, power's in. Getting a red light, which is always comforting. It's always a comforting sight. You can see the red light there. Oh, and the fan is on the heatsink. I can get myself a little cool me off. Hey, the Michael Jolly, how you doing? Yes, toys. We got a toy. This, here my friend, is a Coral Dev board from Google. We're in the process of trying to get this thing. Don't touch the touch the fan. It still cracks me up. These boards are coming with these giant heat sinks and fans now. All right, so power cable is connected. The board's LED will illuminate, and so your screen console should print some messages and arrive at a U-boot prompt. If you don't see anything, press enter. I see nothing. So let's go back through that. What OS does it use? So the Michael Jolly, great question. It uses what I have read so far is it uses a version of Linux. I don't know if this is a distribution or it's something specific to Google called Mendel, M-E-N-D-E-L. So I guess what's special about it is it has a bunch of TensorFlow Lite stuff installed by default. Yes, it's a Google product. It is. TTY star. Okay, fine. Oh my gosh, so much. What did I write earlier? Dev TTY dot, sorry. Why am I getting nothing now? So basically whatever you ask it, it sends you to Stack Overflow or Wikipedia. I love that. That's exactly right. That's pretty funny, Michael Jolly. All right. tty dot. Now, I do believe it is this dev tty USB modem MIDI 1. So the Michael Jolly, the instructions here, I was saying earlier, it actually tells you to use a Linux computer to do this. I do it all for the lulz. That's right. I am defiantly trying to not do that because I don't want to. I mean, I have just trying to open up a screen session here. Oh, I know. I didn't specify 11.5.200. Oh, come on, Brandon. Sorry, I could not find a PTY. Are you sure about that? Resource busy. You know what? How dare you, iTerm? How dare you? All right, let's take this back off. And hope that I didn't just break anything. So that should be right. Okay, so let's go back into the screen. TDY USB modem MIDI 1. SD card destroyed, right? I'm doing something I don't like doing. I'm opening up VirtualBox to fire up an Ubuntu instance. It's gonna probably crater this entire stream. Because I may indeed need to actually run the... Ugh. We'll come back to that in a second. Run this all in a virtual machine. Just until I can get it configured. Because the whole point, the way the instructions work, is you get a connection via screen. Hey, Grogard. How you doing? Good to see you again today. Thanks for jumping in again. Try, well, it did say that. Try unplugging the USB cable and then just trying again. I have the dip switches right. Plugged in. Let's try this again. Sorry, could not find a PTY. Oh, I get that. Okay. Use the name of the first file name. Oh, come on. Hey, .commie. Hello to you as well, sir. I was just stepping away for a minute. We'll be back in a few. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Grogard. Ah, blast. I can't, so my Ubuntu VirtualBox machine is not happening. Not Corel. Google Coral, not Corel. That's pretty funny. I know that Google's instructions here assume Linux. There is no way on earth that this only actually works on a Linux machine. They just didn't bother to write up instructions for using it on Windows or on a Mac. The question came up earlier on my earlier stream today about whether or not you could use Windows and then use the Windows subsystem for Linux. I don't have that machine set up to stream. Yeah, the UDEV stuff looks like it's just for permissions. That was my thought as well. Right. So, but that may actually be my issue, that I can't actually screen into would D-message before and after it's plugged in help? Maybe so. Of course, it's gonna. Give me anything. All right, let's see if I can get anything else in. I'm in. Nothing useful for this. Ah. I didn't find, I mean, so I looked up the commitment, or so the Mac OS equivalent of UDEV ADM. It's something like this. Disk util. I mean, I suppose I could do that. Oh, info. Sorry. Could not find disk. Really? Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe looking at what changed in dev TTY would be another way around too, definitely. Really? It's not picking this up as a disk at all? So this very well could be a security thing on Google's part, right? I mean, that's the whole point. All right, let's do an LSLA. I mean, this is all assuming. Oh, it's not recognizing anything. So that USB modem MIDI 1 that I'm trying to screen into is not this device. There is nothing showing up. All right. So, okay, I've got a whole lot of stuff though. Although we do have some TTY. I mean, I suppose it could show up as a UART. Let's see what we can see. We should see some sort of dev device that differs. CP210X. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, KGS, there's nothing in there like that. CPX CPM, oh, Windows server. Was that there before? Yeah. Another TTY device, PTMX. All right. Plug it back in and see if anything else stands out. Yeah, CakeJS, I think you may be right. I may need a driver. In which case, I probably need to just suck it up and install a VirtualBox OS. I tried to spin up my Ubuntu OS, but it looked like it was corrupted. So that's nice. Well, that's what I get. This is what I get for just patently ignoring the instructions and assuming that it'll just work. Or that I'll be able to figure it out, right? This is TTYSO102. I don't think that was there before, was it? Let's go up. Here's my, whatever my command originally. Oh, that's there. Dang it! Blast and heck it all. Alright, where'd my VirtualBox go? I said it was going to be a short stream. It may be like insanely short. because I don't think y'all want to watch me download Ubuntu. But what happened to VirtualBox? Where'd you go? Go to another screen? Ugh. Seriously, what happened to my VirtualBox has just like disappeared on me. How long is this download going to take? 2 gigs. It says 6 minutes. Shall see, but maybe in the meantime, let's find out where VirtualBox is. The counter just keeps getting higher. So once I actually get this up, the next step is fast boot. I mean, this is crazy. You connect like 3 cables to this thing. Serial console, power, and data. Make sure you're connected. Download and install a system, flash the system image. It just comes pre-installed with a bootloader. Log in. Wonderful default username and password. Mendel. So look for that one in the next Mirai botnet attacks. And then you connect to Wi-Fi or Ethernet. Once you do that, you can unplug everything but power. And then just connect to the board via SSH. SSH in, and then run some models on it. So there are USB ports on here. You can actually run a couple of their Edge TensorFlow demos to do like image recognition. And then here's sort of the API overview and demos. So the Edge TPU Python module. I was so looking forward to writing some Python tonight. So the demos that they have in here are, there's a classification engine and a detection engine. So classify image, object detection, classify capture. And there's some other downloadable models. So this uses TensorFlow Lite. So there's a way to convert TensorFlow models into TensorFlow Lite. That's sort of the model file is the .tf Lite file. Looks like there's several different image classification. Object detection, which I wanted to mess with. And then you can do more. You can actually pull all the models, in as well. Cake.js, the post-flash experience is very BeagleBone-like. Oh yeah, that's true. I haven't messed with BeagleBone in a little while. I have a BeagleBone little mini, the tiny little board, the tin mint size one. I do like this, that you can very easily get this thing on Wi-Fi and go. Every time I've ever gotten a Raspberry Pi online, it's an exercise in like, where do I have a spare monitor and wired keyboard and mouse? Yeah. Well, what's interesting, I don't know if you saw Cake.js, but the BeagleBone actually announced speaking of, they announced an AI board as well at Embedded World a couple of weeks ago. There's some interesting features in the BeagleBone. I've always liked their stuff. But yeah, so they actually it has a Texas Instruments AM5729 on it. Pretty powerful with 2 PRUs, GigaRAM 16 board on gig eMMC, and then yeah, the zero download out of the box software experience, which is always a really nice part of the whole BeagleBone experience. And I want to say, yeah, this board's only gonna be like $100, which is nice. So of these boards that are showing up in the AI space, you have this one, which I believe on Mauser right now is about 150. The BeagleBone AI for 100. The NVIDIA Jetson Nano is supposed to be about 100 as well, I think, right? So yeah, Cake.js with this board, with the BeagleBone AI, I was actually asking Jason Kreidner, one of the main BeagleBoard folks, about this. And he said they're ready. They have like alpha boards almost ready in the next couple of weeks for BeagleBone AI, so it actually should be coming relatively soon, which will be pretty cool. So I'm unfortunately, I'm basically just waiting for Ubuntu to download, which sucks. I mean, I should have had that as a backup to begin with. But that's all right. I mean, still ended up going about, going through some of the planned experience here. I think this would be a good thing to continue as another sort of unplanned, unscheduled stream. And then let me see, come on. I'm gonna try one more thing, because I really don't know why VirtualBox just disappeared on me. It's right there. I see you, VirtualBox. You cannot hide. Yeah, see? Machine. Start. Yeah, so great question. I'd be interested to see if anyone combines the AI features with the PRUs. That would be really cool. That's always been one of those pretty unique features of the whole BeagleBone ecosystem. All right, I have a Pin2 image here. Maybe I can actually start the Pin2 image. See if this will actually do something for me. And then just make sure all my USB ports are passed through. Error condition. What error condition? Documents is inaccessible and is being ignored. Really? Hold on. Well, that's not the right place for that anyway. Oh, come on. Well, VirtualBox is killing me. Oh no, it's starting up. Okay. I can't remember the password I used for this stupid thing to image. Okay, now I can. Alright. Okay. Ah! How do I get the keyboard out of VirtualBox? Oh my god. Okay, there we go. It's the left thing. Let me make that a little bit smaller so I can. All right, so let me make sure that I am actually passing my inputs on. USB settings. It'd be nice if this would just work. Serial ports, there we go. Invalid settings detected. False. Oh, come on. All right, well, I can run back to the top here and see what I can do with these commands. That's annoying. Hey, 2 raiders from Siva. Hey, Siva, thanks for the raid. Thanks for jumping in. I am actually... Thanks so much for the raid, for the host. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I was actually in the midst of running a little Pin2 Linux craziness here, because I'm trying to get this Google Coral board all nice and set up. But yeah, thank you for the raid and for the host. Kind of a weird lag there. See if I can get that a little bigger. All right, I'm just going to type it. Sudo shc. I really would prefer not to have to like. Your first raid, awesome. Well, I am happy to be the recipient of your first raid. Thank you very much. All right. Mouse integration is not here. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, so Siva, we're actually about to... I was trying to actually get this board set up from my Mac, and unfortunately Google's instructions, even though I knew this, I read it ahead of time, insist that you be on a Linux machine. That wasn't working. My Ubuntu VirtualBox instance crashed on me, so I'm now trying to mess with an old install of Pin2 Linux, and I don't even know if it's gonna work. So we're just having fun right now. So in the machine settings, right? So Where in VirtualBox can you do a control? Should be inputs, right? Basic, advanced. How much is the Google Coral Beta? I think it was about $150 on Mouser. I think Mouser may be the only place that it's available right now. User interface. Oh man, it's driving me nuts. You know, you would think this would be like, okay. So cross-machine copy-paste is the thing that I'm looking for right now. It is not happening. What is this supposed to do? That's the paging. Okay. Let's just see if we even have... Probably the first step before I mess through all that is actually doing a grep. DMESG. Grep. And see what I've got in terms of Greg. DTY USB. Let's see what I've got. Operation not permitted. Yep. Nothing. It's not there. All right, so we're DOA. I think we are DOA for getting this set up tonight, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to install this Ubuntu download, which is done. That's great, but I'm not gonna make y'all watch the rest of this with VirtualBox. I'm gonna power off the machine. So that's gonna be it. So I am going to get this installed, get a VirtualBox instance set up that is using Ubuntu. I'm gonna kill this other one. And then we'll try this again. I gotta make sure that my serial ports and USBs are all being transferred through, get all that stuff going, and then we'll be back at it. So probably do an unplanned stream at some point this weekend, maybe tomorrow evening, we shall see. 'Twas a good debugging stream. Yes, thanks to CakeJS. I appreciate your patience. I hate it when they don't go as planned. But hey, this is why you do it, right? Like I was bound and determined. Is Google right? Do you in fact need to have a Linux machine to install the Coral board? And it looks like you do. So we can say definitively that we figured that out, or at least it would take much more capable minds than mine. But yeah, you all have a good rest of the night. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Just a little bit under an hour, but had fun. It's good to hang out and chat with y'all a little bit. Thanks CakeJS for helping. Thanks again Siva for the raid. And I will see y'all again next time around. Have a great evening. Bye.